So 21?
That was J.K. Dobbins for me.
Okay, cool. I've got David Johnson.
At 21?
Yep.
He did not make my list.
That's fine.
And I like David Johnson. I love where he's going in drafts. You can get him like 7th, 8th, 9th round, depending.
7-11 right now.
Yeah, and the reason he didn't make this list for me is that offense.
Yeah.
And there's the upside's gone. He's not going to finish what he did last year, which was average. He was good last year, especially coming off the last time we saw him. He's still a very good receiving threat, but his rushing is just not like, kind of like Kenyon Drake. It kind of like disappeared. Scoring opportunities in this offense are going to be almost non-existent, I feel like, at times. And there is the threat of Philip Lindsay eating into it. I think David Johnson's definitely going to be the one, but he's not going to see the dominant work share like he did last year.
Yeah. When you look at these snap percentages, 95, 96, 78, 78, 79, 80, 96, 90, 98. You're right. I mean, on the weeks where he was very, very good and efficient, he was seeing at least 80% or higher. Philip Lindsay, unfortunately, will eat into some of that. He finished 19th on the season last year. I think where I have him ranked isn't bad, but again, it's a volume.
I mean, he's like, if he'd probably be like 25 for me. He just made the cut. He just missed the cut for me.
I'm playing volume play, and I'm playing again on the basis of this team has nothing else.
They don't.
And so they're going to have to run the ball. They have to. And I do think that they're going to split it with Philip Lindsay. But if he can just at least stay, the
passing work is 100% secured.
Yeah.
He's the guy there. He's still a very, very elite pass catcher.
Yeah. But if 4.7 yards per attempt, if he can keep that right around there and at least see.
He averaged 4.7 yards per carry last year.
That's what I have him. 4.7.
That is, jeez.
So, if he can do that again, and then honestly, if he can, I don't know, get 160 attempts or so, I think he'll be fine.
He could see a little bit more than that. Targets, though, you're gonna have to have him at like 70, man, to make up for how bad this offense is gonna be. And I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen either. I think he only had 46 on the season.
Yeah, in 12 games, and I've done so much math today. I don't feel like doing that math.
No, you're fine.
But
no,
that's definitely below the 70-yard target pace.
Yeah, and then again, his touchdowns. He only had 10 total.
8.
8 rushing, 2 receiving.
6 rushing, 2 receiving.
Oh, well, I need to get my eyes checked.
Yeah, I got LASIK, so.
Yeah, good for you, man. I can't afford that. Anyways, but yeah, I think he could still be fine. And again, it's just gonna be a volume play. I still like David Johnson.
I
still think
David
he's
Johnson.
A powerful runner.
He's one of my favorite running backs of all time.
Yeah, he does look like whenever he does run sometimes outside the tackles, it looks like he's lost a little bit of a step.
Oh, 100%. He lost a step.
But he's still really good. And again, this offense isn't going to have anything else. The only thing I'm worried about is who's going to be the quarterback.
It's going to be Tyrod for a decent bit there, man.
Okay. So, if it's going to be your Tyrod, then it's not the worst thing.
That's pretty bad, man.
Well, I'm not. It's
definitely going to be worse for the wide receivers, but it's not great.
I still don't mind it. I really wish it was Deshaun, but I don't even think he's going to be able to play this year.
No, 100% not.
But again,
in the off chance Deshaun Watson somehow does play this season, plays all these games, David Johnson would definitely crack my top 24. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, who you got at 22?
22. I'd be surprised if he made your list. I'm all in.
Okay.
It's Travis Etienne.
Yeah, he's not on my list.
Okay. Like I did with Najee, I did some projecting. This is not like my forte. I like digging through. I don't like making up my own stats. I like digging through the old stats. But, so I think I went pretty conservative here too with my projections. I gave him 45% of the rushing attempts last year in Jacksonville, which he could definitely see more than that at some point.
We'll see. Go ahead. Continue.
You don't think he's going to get at least 45% of the rushing attempts in this offense?
Nope. You're thinking that it's almost going to be a full split between him and James Robinson?
100%, yeah.
No. Okay, continue.
Dude, they drafted him.
I agree, but they're playing him at wide receiver.
They're not. Okay.
Continue.
Gave him at 4.5 yards per carry. He's a very, very efficient running back. That's not that's around where James Robinson was last year. I think that's a decent number. Gave him 65% of the running back targets for the Jacksonville
I will
Jaguars
give you that
last year. And that could be higher.
Yeah.
Gave him 10 yards per completion, which is good for running back. He can definitely do that. He's elite in that. And 85% completion percentage at the running back position, just around where James Robinson was last year. So that turns into 151 rushing attempts, 682 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns, which is about half of what James Robinson got last year, 72 targets, which could go up, 61 receptions, 610 receiving yards for 212 total touches, 1,292 total yards. That would have put him at 12.25 points per game, 24th at the position. And that was a 16-game pace, would have been 196 points, 12th at the position. He does have upside to completely take over this backfield, man.
Here's where I just disagree. And again, it could be just the fact that it's an Urban Meyer
That still
thing.
leaves like almost 200 rushing attempts for James Robinson in this offense.
Okay. So James Robinson saw 240 rushing attempts last season.
Yeah.
For 1,000 yards, which was insane. He had 7 rushing touchdowns, only fumbled the ball 3 times. On top of that, he also saw 60 targets, 49 receptions for 344 yards and 3 touchdowns. 4.5 yards per carry. He was a sufficient. The thing that bugs me is the fact that I don't know why they drafted Travis Etienne.
I don't know why either, but they did, and I'm all in, man.
That's fine.
This offense,
I just don't
his
see
ability, him with Trevor Lawrence, the absolute deadly receiving weapon he is, and I think these are conservative measures. 45%. I mean, I definitely think by the end of the season, he could have a 55-60% running back share in this offense.
I mean,
of the rushing attempts.
Oh, that would be crazy. But
he is incredible, man.
He is, but so is James Robinson.
James Robinson is
he's
good,
very good.
Not incredible.
But he's good.
Extremely talented.
It bugs me when I see good running backs lose jobs
I agree
for
with
no
you.
reason.
I don't know why they took him. I would not have took him if I was the Jacksonville Jaguars, but they did, and I like Travis Etienne.
I think they took him to play him in the slot at wide receiver.
That wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't?
No.
Well, that's what they've been doing all OTA.
Yeah, and I'm not. I mean, he's going to line up there sometimes, but he's not going to be their full-time slot wide receiver. Honestly, if he was.
Yeah, but he needs to go into wide receiver rankings.
Yeah.
No, I definitely see the argument for Travis Etienne. I like Travis Etienne.
He has mid RB2 upside.
I will say that, but he's still outside my RB2s.
Okay. So you didn't rank him?
He's not ranked. Right now, if he was ranked, I mean, he would probably be 1 or 2 outside. So he would be 25 or 26.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be.
Can you pull up his ADP for me? Because I believe he's like usually 6th round.
Who?
Travis Etienne.
I don't think I'll be able to because he's not on this. But I'll see if I can find it.
There was another rookie running back I didn't rank. I probably 100% sure you didn't rank Javonte Williams.
No, I didn't.
He is a guy I was heavily considering maybe, but it's hard because you have to listen to a lot of the beat reporters right now, which is a dangerous game.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he could very easily just be the workhorse guy from week 1. And the problem with him is I love where he's going in drafts right now because that is a possibility. But if this hype keeps building, his draft price is going to be really, really high. And I could see it getting above Travis Etienne. Still looking?
Yeah, because this doesn't make sense.
What does it say?
Well, it says overall and PPR 104. So, what's that?
That's like 10th round. That doesn't make sense, yeah.
I'm not doing them. It wouldn't be 10th round. I think it would be 9th.
Oh,
you're playing
12 leagues, yeah.
So
be like back 8, early 9.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay. Well, usually I see him around that 6th round range.
Yeah. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Usually like 2 picks ahead of James Robinson.
Well, I can tell you James Robinson's going at 6'11", so we'll just say 6'9". So somewhere around there.
That works.
It just depends. It depends what my running backs look like if I'm going to take James Robinson or Travis Etienne, because I think James Robinson's going to start the season. He's going to start the season good. But I can see Travis Etienne kind of taking over at the end. So it's just going to kind of depend on your construction. But
okay.
All right, where are we at? 22?
That was my 22.
Cool. Mine was Myles Gaskin, so we can move 23.
Okay. You can go.
Mike Davis.
He's my 24.
Okay, that's fine.
I've honestly kind of soured on him a little bit. I like him at 24, but like we talked about with some of these other players, kind of like Josh Jacobs, like David Johnson, there's no upside.
Yeah, I think
There's
you're gonna
really
what
no
you see is what
upside.
you're gonna get with him.
And the more I think about it, he's kind of reminding me a little bit of Jordan Howard last year. When everyone just kept saying he was such a good value
For
in
Miami.
drafts where he was going.
Yep.
He's going to be the only guy. He's going to
Yep.
get the red zone work. That lasted about 2 weeks into the season
Yep.
because he was getting 2 carries a game for 2 touchdowns or
Yeah.
1 carry a game for 1 touchdown. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only way they use him. Mike Davis will see the volume in this offense. He will see
Yeah.
the volume. But he's on a new team. Offense should be worse than last year. I mean, you lose Julio Jones. We've seen the evidence in the past. When they lose
Yeah.
Julio Jones, it's a bad offense.
Yeah.
Davis, last year, you look at it, he had some really bad stretches, man. He
Mhm.
started off real hot, ended kind of good, but in the middle time, there were some really bad stretches, and he was inconsistent, man.
Yeah, I mean, his
Not
consistency
really
ranking.
efficient. Like, you think he was efficient last year when you watch the games. He had some really nice runs, but he really wasn't that efficient of a running back last year.
Yeah, his consistency ranking was a C. So,
Yeah.
I mean, definitely it's passing, but it's not great.
Yeah.
The thing with Mike Davis is, again, we're banking on the fact that he's going to have all the volume there.
He will rushing attempt, but he also saw 70 targets last year. I
Which
don't
is
think
insane.
he sees that again.
No chance. I don't think he's going to see that either. I'm thinking 50.
Yeah, I was about to say.
50, around 50 is more normal for him. I know that we did a video regarding Atlanta, and so we had some Atlanta fans not really happy with our take, so we apologize. But
I don't.
I don't think Atlanta's
Just
going to
be
have
a little
great
bit more
season.
self-aware. Yeah, like
Yeah. I mean, you can't argue with the fact that your team is really, really not great. You got some new coaching. Yes, you got Kyle Pitts in the draft. But the fact that your team was terrible last year and then you couldn't afford to pay anybody.
I mean,
like that still
their
blows my
passing
mind.
offense, as far as fancy-wise, is going to be fine. Calvin
Yeah.
Ridley is going to get his points. Kyle Pitts should get his points. I'm still iffy on if he's going to be this transcendent breakout player year 1 from the gate.
Right. Definitely year 2, though.
Yeah, Russell Gage, I like a lot in drafts. You can get him with your last pick, and he has like low-end wide receiver 2 upside. Matt Ryan could take a hit, but this rushing game is going to be bad. It's
Yeah.
going to be inefficient like it has been for the past few years. The only reason Todd Gurley had any sort of semblance last year to be started in fantasy rosters and why he had that little stretch was because of his touchdowns.
Right.
He scored a lot of touchdowns.
Right. Well, and so on top of that, like this offensive line is still not the greatest. They tried to do some stuff in the draft, but it was late. Wasn't even early draft picks to get some help there. I do like Mike Davis. The reason I would take a shot on Mike Davis is
It's because of how
Sixth
late
round.
he's going in
Sixth
drafts.
round.
If you miss out on some running backs early, you can try and salvage it there. But like, for instance, Todd Gurley last year in the first 9 weeks, he had 9 touchdowns.
Yep.
You're not, they're not.
yeah, but on how many touches?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, a decent amount, to be honest. Because the second half of the season, he was just gone. He
Yeah.
was gone.
Well, it's just 'cause his knee.
Efficiency, really bad. 3.48 yards per carry.
Well, I mean, you look at Mike Davis, his efficiency was 3.9.
No. Yeah.
So honestly, not much better.
No.
So we'll see, but I wouldn't mind taking a shot on him in the 6th round.
Yeah. It's because he's going as late
but
as
he
is.
won't. There's no chance he's finishing an RB1. No chance.
No.
No chance. The chance of him finishing an RB3 or a flex is greater than him finishing at an RB1.
Yeah. His upside is probably about running back 22, and I have him at 24. Like,
is right around where we're
yeah,
ranking.
for sure. Where'd you have him? 23?
23.
Okay, yeah.
So right around there. All right. So, and you said he's your 24, right?
4, yeah.
So who's your
He's the
23?
last one I ranked. 23. Last guy I got to talk about. Miles Sanders.
Cool. So I got 24. Our rankings actually weren't as off as we thought.
This sucks.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing. Usually our rankings are all over the place.
We had the big stretches, Jonathan Taylor and I guess Cam Akers was like a 4 swing,
Yeah.
4 round.
No, we had JK too. But
I had JK at 21. You had him at 19. So
it's not terrible, I guess.
yeah, it's really Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers.
Yeah. Oh well.
Miles Sanders played 12 games last year, 16 game pace, 218 rushing attempts, 1,156 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, 8 total touchdowns, 69 targets, 37 receptions, 263 yards, for 255 total touches, 1,419 total yards. Points per game, he would have been at 19th with 13 points per game. we've seen the best of Miles Sanders. We
Mm-hmm.
really, really have.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad with Carson Wentz. It really didn't get better with Jalen Hurts.
A little bit, but not much better.
Hopefully, they have some semblance of a receiving core now with Devontae Smith. They just
Yep.
drafted. Dallas Goedert is a good tight end. Should see a lot of work.
Yep.
Maybe Jalen Reagor could do something, but they brought in running back competition because they don't believe in Miles Sanders anymore, and that's what I believe. I believe they don't believe in Miles Sanders to be their workhorse running back. They got Kenneth Gainwell in the draft, who is probably you could argue the best receiving running back in this draft class,
Mm-hmm.
which was something Miles Sanders kind of held on to for a while as the receiving. Like he's very good in the receiving game. I think Kenneth Gainwell day one could be better than him in that department. They bring in Kerryon Johnson, super cheap, super late. I mean, just they gave up nothing for him. They just signed him off the waivers. He'll be back in the pecking order, but I think all those combination, I'm not projecting a lot of good things for this offense, really, besides
Right.
Jalen Hurts.
Right.
I think the scoring is going to be about the same. I think he's going to finish about the
The same.
same, if not worse, because he's other competition.
Yeah, I actually like where I have him currently just because of the fact that I think he can finish here. I don't think he would finish much higher than where I have him
No,
ranked.
his upside is
His RB1 upside's gone. And
yeah.
people,
Oh
once
yeah,
again,
100. Yeah,
if you don't remember, people were
people
talking
early
him up.
second,
Oh my
early
god,
mid to second round last year.
they were Miles Sanders this and and we were both like, no, I didn't draft him last year. I'm very happy I did not draft
I
him
don't
last
think
year.
I think his rookie year I took him on a redraft league and I dropped him after like the first couple games and missed like his little spurt as a rookie.
Yeah, that
I think it's the
everybody
only
went
time I've ever had him.
crazy about for
Yeah.
the next year. But this year again, I don't think I'm going to be drafting much of Miles Sanders. I agree with you.
Where is he going? Because I can't honestly. I don't even look at him in mock drafts. I could not tell you.
No.
I would guess early fourth round.
Early fourth round, 403. I would not take him at 403.
No,
I'll take a shot on him if he drops to
no.
like the
Yeah,
fifth or
just
sixth,
name some of
maybe.
the wide receivers in the fourth round for me.
I don't have him up, but you want me
No,
to go find him real quick?
I mean I know some of them. You got like Julio Jones, like Adam Thielen. You have great wide receivers in the round. But when you hear the list, I think DJ Moore's going there.
Yeah, give me a second. We'll talk about it. This is why you always do tier-based drafting. This is half point.
Yeah,
All right. So Mike Evans.
rather
Going-
have Mike Evans.
Julio Jones is going
Rather
at
have Julio
403.
Jones.
Mari Cooper, Chris
Right.
Godwin, CeeDee Lamb. Quarterback throwing in there. You got Lamar, Kyler, and Josh Allen, technically.
I would take all three of those quarterbacks before I took Miles Sanders in the fourth round.
Yep.
100%.
And then people even going behind him, like way behind. So you have Robert Woods, DJ Moore, Miles Gaskins, Mark Andrews.
Take
These-
all these guys.
Oh, Travis Etienne's going 503, by the way.
Ooh,
I just found that out
ooh,
officially.
he's kind of going up there a little bit.
So yeah, I mean, I would take all those guys above him right now too. I don't have a ton of really nice things to say other than the fact that he is a very good pass catcher and he can see a lot
But
of
he
passing
might not be
work.
the best pass catching running back on the team anymore.
Not well with Kenneth Gainwell in there, yeah. And honestly, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden Kerryon Johnson starts seeing more.
We
more
talked about that. I
touches.
don't think he's just gonna like take over and he's the dominant rushing
Right.
attempts, but he could eat into that and eat into the red zone work.
Let's just look at it this way. If Miles Sanders gets hurt for whatever reason, I think Kerryon Johnson can step in and still be very efficient there. He got a bad rep in Detroit. I don't think it's Kerryon's fault.
Also-
I kind of think that's more Detroit's fault.
I just like Kerryon Johnson a lot. And
I do too.
Shout out, he's a good Twitter follow if you want to follow anyone on Twitter.
Yeah,
He's
he
pretty
is.
funny.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Yeah. Shout out Kerryon. We got you, buddy. So,
Come on the podcast, bro.
yeah, come hit us up. Yeah, we can chat.
Okay. Is there any guys that missed your list that
Yes.
you
I've
want to talk about?
I've got two, and I'm sure
Okay.
you probably want to talk about one or both, and maybe some other ones. First one, Damian Harris. Damian Harris can easily slide into this
He's
number
a
two.
late. Oh, he could definitely be
Easily.
an RB2.
Easily. He's probably right outside of my RB2 range just because, again,
I love where he's going on drafts.
Yes.
But he's another guy who could really start rising the closer we
Yes.
get to the season. Because
he needs.
I don't think
though-
I've heard one piece of news out of pretty much the Patriots all offseason that isn't about Damian Harris is the clear RB1 in this offense,
Right.
leagues ahead of everyone else.
The thing with Damian is he needs touchdowns.
Yeah.
This dude, unfortunately, with
And
Cam
passing
Newton,
work, but
and
we know he's
passing
not
work.
going to get the passing work. So at
No.
least give us the touchdowns.
So give us some touchdowns. He had three attempts inside the 5 zone. None of them converted. So that is very upsetting. But dude, he was so efficient. 5 yards per attempt.
Oh, you saw it in a ton of games. Like, especially that Rams game was very, very impressive.
However, he saw 7 targets on the season.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just not acceptable. I think
he can catch the ball. He's not like a world beater out there, but he is capable in that department.
Yeah. And I think they're done with Sony Michel.
Oh.
Do you think he's going to get cut? I wouldn't be surprised.
They brought James White back. They drafted Ramondre Stevenson. They let Rex Burkhead go. I don't know why they would want him to stick around.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets cut.
His time's up. We all know he is not the guy that we thought he was his rookie season.
Right. So, but yeah, just throwing Damian Harris out there. He is going to be a late round guy that could easily sneak into this RB2.
But he could also easily move into the 5th round of drafts by the time season starts. And that's when it starts getting really dicey.
Yep.
And that's when I'd be out.
Yep. Yeah, you got to cost, guys. Got to pay attention to cost.
What's his risk aversion?
I don't have that up.
What?
He's going the 7th round right now, though.
Which I like. I like that.
7, back in 7-11.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about David Johnson, and I kind of brought up Javonte Williams, who I already liked his draft position. I love the talent, and it is really hard right now not to buy into all the beat reporters because they are just kind of like the Damian Harris stuff. All you hear about is Javonte Williams, how good he looks, and that some of them are predicting he's the day one workhorse starting running back in here, which is definitely a possibility. Like I talked up with Travis Etienne, that he could very easily take over this running back role, just the main dominant one in Denver by the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think he's just going to come out of the gates week 1, and that's going to be his job. But when he does get in there, he's going to be very efficient. He is a capable pass catcher. He gets the volume. He'll be great around the red zone. Next year, Javonte Williams might be a guy we have going early 2nd round.
Yeah, I mean, I drafted him in Dynasty.
Yeah.
Because I love the talent. But I don't like it for this year with Melvin Gordon there. But Melvin Gordon,
I like it at the price he's at now.
So
that keeps going up, though. I'm going to get real nervous because it's just risk aversion. And then the last guy I guess I'll bring up is another rookie running back who I drafted in our Dynasty draft, Michael Carter. And it's really just the opportunity that's there. It's going to be a bad team, but he could see a lot of volume. He is very talented. He's a capable pass catcher. And right now, I think he's going like mid-9th round.
Yeah, he's going really late as well. Yeah, no, I like Michael Carter a lot.
Yeah, and he's
going
I guess not hype. I wouldn't call it hype train, but the noise coming out of the Jets camp about Michael Carter is very, very positive.
It is very positive. And keep in mind, I mean, there's new coaching staff. They're trying to rebuild that team. I also kind of like him coming in with, Zach Wilson as well, who can be a mobile quarterback. I think they're going to be able to play off each other really well.
I just like the idea of rookie quarterback, rookie running back, rookie wide receiver, Elijah Moore, just kind of
3-headed monster.
Yeah,
Let's
the trio
take over this
just
team.
stick together. Yeah, just going to be us 3 against the world.
Yeah. Thank you for watching the Fantasy Monsters on YouTube. If you liked today's episode, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel below. We also have a merch store we want you to check out with all new gear that we've got available. That'll be in the description. Also, if you want to see any past videos, you can check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching the Fantasy Monsters. We'll catch you next time.
Have a good one.